Hey everybody, it's good to see you again. Welcome back to Forever Riding Shotgun. Things are changing around here just a little bit, so stick around for a little bit and let's chat. Well, as you've probably noticed, there hasn't been a whole lot going on with the channel here the last couple of weeks. Actually, I guess it's been about 3 weeks. You know, it's things are just kind of cruising along is all I can say right now. It's there are some things changing in my life, and some things I'm getting used to now that Nana's passed. And everything's starting to kind of get back on to somewhat of a normal schedule, but that doesn't mean that we're not moving forward to getting into the motorhome, because to be quite honest with you, one of the things that I have been very busy with is kind of getting the place ready here. Not really doing a lot as far as intentionally making things ready, but on the other hand, it's just kind of been working that way. I mean, I've been selling off some things that I don't need anymore. Been, you know, kind of sprucing the place up. I mean, you know, keeping the lawn going and keeping the house, getting the house cleaned, and I've even been taking care of the barn in here, going and you know, cleaning it out and getting rid of all the unnecessary things. And what that is kind of telling me is that this is my prep for getting ready to go ahead and make the move to do this thing full time. You know, that was always one of our goals, was to go ahead and get moved in full time, and I promised Sherry that I would do that after she had passed. I mean, I promised it to her while she was here, but still, I mean, it's a promise I intend to keep, and it's just taken a while. You know, these things take a while. So to kind of share with you some of the feelings, you know, life is getting on back on a normal schedule, and days are starting to become normal again, but there is still a sense of loss. And that sense of loss sometimes is a little overwhelming, to the point it just kind of stifles you and kind of shuts you down. So I know that a lot of this has to do with mental preparation. A lot of it has to do with getting ready just to make the move and to get all the right things together in place, and to really be accustomed to doing things more on my own without her help. So now it's really about depending upon her spirit with me, and knowing that everything that I do is being done and guided by that drive that got us doing this in the first place. And that was always here, and that still is here, and it's just a matter now of getting everything put into place so that way the final move can be made. So there's a few things that still are left to be done. A few things that I am trying to get done to the house, and a few things I'm trying to get done out here outside that will really make this place pop. And once it does, I'm ready to go ahead and make the transition over to full-time RV. So one of the things that I had to do around here was do a lot of tree trimming. These things once a year, I mean, the trees just get out of hand, and I really didn't get a chance to do a lot with that last year. So whenever that happens, I have to put up, I get myself a great big old burn pile going back here, and I'll let it build up to be a pretty good size pile. And it's really fun, because I mean, when it gets to be about 12 feet wide and 6 or 7 feet high, makes for a pretty good fire. And quite frankly, those big fires like that, I mean, we've even had people stop outside on the road in the past just because they were afraid the fire was going to get away. But I always do it safely. I mean, I've got a hose handy if I need it, and I always wait until after we've had a rain or something like that, so that way nothing's wet around, and so that way when it goes up pretty safe. But needless to say, I had a lot of leaves, I had a lot of limbs, and a lot of things that just needed to be burned. So here, let's kind of take a look at that right now, and you'll get to see what I'm talking about. One of the other things I've been doing is getting the rig ready. I mean, I've been cleaning it. I've been doing the getting it washed and getting everything kind of cleaned up on the outside here, and getting it all taken care of, so that way when the day comes to go ahead and move it on down the road, we're ready to go. I've been kind of cleaning it out and getting rid of some of the things that I don't need inside to make room for the things that I will be moving in, that I need to have for it. You know, it's I think it's ready. I mean, to be honest with you, it's got the roof all sealed. We got the replaced the skylight on it, and well, you've been seeing some of the videos of some of the things on the inside have been getting done, the refrigerator and such. So once I'm ready to pull the trigger, it's ready to go. And so the rig will be real easy. It'll be real easy to get going. So, any rate, well, I didn't want to keep you very long on this one. I wanted this just to be a short little update. So I want to thank you so much for coming back here and checking in on me, and I will keep you updated a little more often. I'm going to start trying to do better on that. I am planning on getting away from here for a few days, so you know, it's just being around the house sometimes is difficult. So one of the best getaways for me is just to take this thing about 10 miles down the road and go over to 1,000 Trails. We've been there before, and you know all about 1,000 Trails, but I'll tell you what, it's a great place to be around some good friends and some good people, and to be able to be down by the lake and just go do some, just kind of get away from the things that go on here at the house. So any rate, thanks again for coming, and when I get moved over to 1,000 Trails and we start looking around there again, we'll kind of check back in, and I'll touch base with you then. So thanks for watching.